A few years ago, most people assumed the electric vehicle revolution would be led by the United States and Europe. Tesla was dominating headlines, legacy automakers were promising massive EV investments, and it seemed like the West would define the future of electric cars. But now, in 2026, the picture looks very different. China is not just participating in the EV race anymore, China is leading it. And not by a small margin. So the big question is, how did this happen? Why is China winning the EV war in 2026? Because this is not just a story about cars. It is a story about long-term planning, manufacturing power, battery control, government strategy, pricing pressure, and a level of speed that many competitors still cannot match. To understand why China is ahead, you have to go back to the beginning. While many countries were still debating whether electric vehicles were practical, affordable, or even necessary, China made a decision early. It treated EVs as a strategic industry. This was not a side project. It was not a marketing trend. It was a national priority. That early commitment changed everything. While other markets were slowly testing demand, China was already building supply chains, supporting battery makers, funding charging infrastructure, and helping domestic automakers scale up. In other words, while much of the world was still asking whether EVs were the future, China was already acting like the future had arrived. And when you move early in a fast-growing industry, time becomes an advantage, a very powerful one. That head start gave Chinese companies time to improve manufacturing, lower costs, test products, and learn from mistakes. By the time the global EV race became serious, China had already built the foundation. And in industries like this, the foundation often matters more than the headlines. The second reason China is winning is scale. China does not just make EVs. It makes a lot of them, massive volumes, and scale changes the economics of everything. When production rises, costs fall, factories become more efficient, supplier networks become stronger. Companies can negotiate better prices for materials and components. And suddenly, a business that looks expensive on paper starts becoming highly competitive in the real world. This is one of the biggest reasons Chinese EV brands have become so difficult to ignore. They are able to produce vehicles at a scale that many rivals still struggle to match. And when scale combines with lower costs, you get the thing that matters most in a mass-market industry: price advantage. That is where China becomes especially dangerous to competitors. Because the EV war is not just about making the best car. It is about making a good enough car at a price millions of people can actually afford. And right now, many Chinese automakers are extremely strong at that. They are offering vehicles with modern design, strong range, smart interiors, and advanced tech features at prices that put enormous pressure on Western brands. That matters because most buyers do not purchase cars based only on brand prestige. They look at value. They ask what they get for the money. And when one company gives you strong range, a premium-looking cabin, fast software, and competitive pricing that becomes hard to beat. Then there is the battery factor. If EVs are the future of transportation, batteries are the center of that future. They are one of the most expensive, most important, and most strategic parts of the entire vehicle. And this is where China's advantage becomes even more obvious. China has enormous strength across the battery supply chain. Not just battery assembly, but also processing, refining, materials, manufacturing capacity, and large domestic battery champions. That gives Chinese EV makers a huge advantage in cost control, supply stability, and speed of production. This is critical because many countries want to build EV industries. But building an EV industry without battery control is like trying to dominate the smartphone market without semiconductors. You can participate, but you remain vulnerable. And that is exactly the problem many competitors face. China, by contrast, has spent years building battery strength as if it understood that whoever controls the battery controls the future of the EV market. And in 2026, that strategy is paying off. But China's lead is not just about cost and batteries, it is also about speed. Chinese EV companies move fast. Very fast. They launch models quickly. They refresh interiors and software more often. They adopt new features faster. They respond to customer feedback faster. In some cases, they behave less like traditional automakers and more like consumer tech companies. And that shift in mindset matters, because a lot of legacy automakers still move with the rhythm of the old car industry. Long product cycles, slower updates, more cautious design decisions, more layers of approval. Meanwhile, many Chinese EV makers are operating with a more aggressive approach. They are iterating constantly. They are treating the car as both a vehicle and a technology platform. That is exactly why many Chinese EVs feel so modern to buyers. The digital experience is often front and center. Large screens, smart interfaces, AI assistants, connected ecosystems, frequent software improvements, seamless phone integration. For younger consumers especially, that kind of experience matters just as much as horsepower or badge value. And that creates a major advantage in a market where buyers increasingly expect their cars to behave like the rest of their digital life. Then there is infrastructure, which is often overlooked but absolutely essential. One of the biggest barriers to EV adoption has always been charging. People do not just want an electric car. They want confidence. They want to know they can charge at home, in the city, on the highway, and without major inconvenience. China understood that early and invested heavily in building charging capacity. This matters because EV success is never just about the vehicle. It is about the system around the vehicle: the charger, the grid, the service network, the support ecosystem, the daily convenience. And when a country builds out charging at scale, it makes EV ownership easier, which brings in more buyers, which encourages more investment, which brings in even more buyers. It becomes a cycle. China accelerated that cycle faster than most countries, and now it is benefiting from the momentum. There is also another reason China is ahead, and it is one many people underestimate: internal competition. The Chinese EV market is intense. Companies are under constant pressure from rivals. If they fall behind on design, range, price, software, or features, they lose ground fast. That level of competition creates a brutal but effective environment. It forces companies to improve constantly. In some ways, this makes Chinese EV brands stronger before they ever expand internationally. They are already being tested in one of the most competitive EV markets in the world. By the time they move into Europe, Southeast Asia, Latin America, or other regions, they are not entering as beginners. They are entering as companies shaped by a very demanding domestic battlefield. And that is why the EV war now feels global. Chinese brands are no longer staying at home. They are expanding outward. They are putting pressure on established automakers in market after market. And when they enter with aggressive pricing and high feature content, they do more than compete. They reset expectations. They force the rest of the industry to rethink what an EV should cost, what technology should come standard, how fast product cycles need to move, and how much value customers should expect for the money. That is the deeper reason China is winning in 2026. It is not just selling more EVs, it is influencing the rules of the market itself. And once a country starts shaping the standards of an industry, that is when its leadership becomes truly powerful. Now, none of this means the race is over, not even close. The United States, Europe, South Korea, Japan, and others are still investing heavily. New battery technologies are being developed, more factories are being built, governments are waking up to the strategic importance of domestic EV supply chains. Competition is only going to get tougher from here. But in 2026, the momentum is clearly on China's side. China got serious early. It built scale. It strengthened battery control. It moved faster. It created intense domestic competition. It expanded charging infrastructure. And it produced EVs that increasingly combine affordability, technology, and speed in a way the rest of the market has been forced to respond to. So when people say China is winning the EV war, that is not just about one company or one model. It is about a system, a strategy, a decade of preparation that is now producing results at exactly the moment the EV market is becoming one of the most important industries in the world. And that is why 2026 feels like a turning point. Because the question is no longer whether China can compete in electric vehicles. The question now is whether the rest of the world can catch up.